So what you saying right now?
He's not. Challenge. Hey, challenge it.
Game, you don't want to go versus against
Yes,
Eminem.
I do. What do you mean? Yeah, I do.
I don't want nobody who don't rap to egg nothing on. You don't rap. Stay out of rappers' business. You specifically stay out of rappers' business.
Right. At the same time, it's like, then let it be real then, I mean, because those were harsh words, right? So it's like, you can't just say that and then see me and be like, yeah, man, what's up?
From subliminally questioning another street ability to crafting layered insults that require multiple listens and delivering passive-aggressive jabs in public, these are times when rappers have sneak dissed their rivals. The best sneak disses are often debated for years, with fans and music critics trying to decipher who a rapper was referring to. With that said, let's dive into the times rappers sneak diss at other rappers. First off, we've got Soulja Boy versus Hopsin back in the early 2000s. Soulja Boy was still riding his internet-fueled wave, but also facing heavy criticism for being all gimmick, no substance. Around the same time, Hopsin was carving out a reputation as a lyrical purist, often criticizing mainstream rappers for lacking artistry. The clash of styles, flashy versus technical, set the stage for an unlikely but fiery exchange. For no reason whatsoever, he decided to say this on a Tiny Chat live stream.
Fuck Hopsin, I'm about to go in the studio and record this Hopsin this song real quick. That nigga a bitch. Fuck that bitch ass nigga. That nigga a bitch.
Hopsin supporters lit up forums demanding a response. Instead of backing down, Soulja doubled down, releasing a track called That Nigga Not Me, a direct jab that tried to paint Hopsin as irrelevant, with this as the lyrics. Fuck that other nigga, cause that nigga ain't me. Fuck that other nigga, I be off in the streets. In an interview with Tim Westwood around 2012, Hopsin dismissed the diss track as horrible, stating he had no intention of escalating the feud into a full-blown beef.
You specialize in killing MCs. Any cats you really gunning for at the moment?
I don't know. I still debate whether or not I should just smash the hell out of Soulja Boy in his whole career, because he did some little stupid crap. And
what happened?
No, it was on Tiny Chat. I was on doing a webcam thing, and he hopped on and started talking crap. So I've been debating. I don't know if he made some little diss to me or not. It was whack. If it was a diss, it was horrible.
The feud never reached full-scale diss war levels, but it exposed Soulja Boy's tendency to fire sneak disses out of nowhere and then scramble when called on it.
Talking crap. I had left when he got on, and then so he was talking all this crap, and then as soon as I got in, he started smiling and he wouldn't say nothing. But it's all online bullshit. It's not even like that serious, but it's just funny. But then he made a song like a week later, but it didn't say my name in it, but it was on World Star and all these other sites as a Hopsin diss, and he also posted as like some Hopsin diss. So I was like, okay. But he's not a real MC though, so it's like trying to take candy from a baby, just beating up.
Hopsin came out looking like the victim of an unprovoked jab, which actually boosted his credibility with underground fans.
It would be funny to do it just for entertainment purposes, but I don't know if it's...
So you would say Soulja Boy's on the to-do list, but not at the top?
Yeah, he's definitely on the list, but he's so far at the bottom, I may just... Okay.
Drake versus Kendrick early on. Their relationship looked solid. Kendrick featured on Drake's Take Care, 2011, and Drake brought Kendrick on his Club Paradise tour.
Like I said, this is my brother A$AP Rocky. This is my brother Kendrick Lamar. This is my brother Chasing Cash. We all ask you just one favor. Y'all keep working on being the beautiful people that you are, and we're gonna keep giving you this music that you love so much.
At the time, both praised each other in interviews.
Shout out to Drake. He reached out. How did that happen? I sat down with Drake in Toronto a while back when I did my first show out there. He called me up, man. We had a few drinks, and he always said he was appreciative of my music. I always been a fan of his music. Hit me up one day and said, you know what, handpicked, man. I want you to be on this tour with me. And it's a lot of artists out there, man. That could have been on that tour.
Things seemed pretty cool between the duo until Kendrick released the infamous Control verse in 2013. Kendrick dropped his infamous guest verse on Big Sean's Control. Line, I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas. While framed as a competitive wake-up call, it didn't seem that way to Drake, who brushed it off in interviews, saying the verse was ambitious, but didn't affect him. Yet he also shaded Kendrick, saying he didn't expect the verse to have lasting replay value.
It was just like love. So it's like, was that real or was that just like for the people? You know what I mean?
I think it's a sparring kind of sport.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, then let it be real then, because those were harsh words, right? So it's like, you can't just say that and then see me and be like, yeah, man, what's up? Pretending like nothing ever happened. Like, that's not real. To me, that's not like the nature of battling. I mean, there's passion behind it.
Over the years, both eventually had back and forth lyrically, dueling each other with subliminal lyrics. Drake's The Language, 2013, was interpreted as containing subliminals for Kendrick. Lines about rappers all sounding like Kendrick, and they try to come at me sideways, fueled debate. He even claimed he was forgettable.
So far.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. I'm honored.
It's not me, but now, but speaking of like things that take a long time, man, you really took your time putting this album together, man. Yeah. Hey, can I do my job? Hey, I'm gonna get there. Be patient. Nah, but it was a process with this third album, Nothing Was the Same, And, you started out in February and that took off. Like, talk to me about how you was...
This saga carried on for years. Kendrick on The Heart Part 4, 2017, said, "Tiptoeing around my name, nigga, you lame?" Fans tied this to Drake, as at the time he was dominating charts with More Life. Later Drake on Duppy Freestyle, 2018, primarily aimed at Pusha T and Kanye, but some listeners caught side references that could also sting Kendrick about bigging up your idols. By 2021, Kendrick on Family Ties dropped more subliminals without making mention of Drake's name, with this line smoking on your top 5 tonight. While not naming names, many felt it was aimed at Drake, who was consistently in the top 5 debates. And then the sneak disses ended while the direct shots began. Drake and J. Cole made a track called First Person Shooter. Cole raps about the big three, himself, Kendrick, and Drake. Drake co-signs this in interviews, framing himself as one of the elites.
Respect for, the other two guys that I'm constantly, up against, which is like Cole and Kendrick.
Three-headed monster.
Yeah. So I have a lot of respect for those guys because they also continue to, stay true to what we started with, and finding new ways to do it. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited that the decade's about to turn and we're gonna see who can, who can go that.
But not Kendrick. He sees the big three framing as a slight, that he's being grouped instead of recognized as the best. Joining Metro Boomin and Future on their track Like That. March 2024, Kendrick rejects the big three outright. Motherfuck the big three. Bleep out. It's just Big Me. Drake responded during his tour in Amarant Bank Arena. Sunrise during his Eras tour.
A lot of people ask me how I'm feeling. I'm gonna let you know how I'm feeling. Listen, the way I'm feeling is the same way I want you to walk out of here feeling about your fucking self. Cause you know how I'm feeling? I got my fucking head up high, my back straight, I'm 10 fucking toes down and flowing like anywhere else I go. And I know that no matter what, it's not a nigga on this earth that can ever fuck with me.
This was meant to reignite the fire in his fans' hearts. He made it clear he was going to do whatever it takes to give Kendrick the fight he wanted.
And that's how I want you to walk out of here tonight. But in order to, get yourself all gassed up, riled up, and move towards the future, sometimes you gotta acknowledge the mistakes that you made in the past, right? So
this turned years of subliminals into an all-out open war, triggering Drake's push-ups and setting off the diss cascade and a legal battle from Drake when things spiraled way out of control. Pusha T vs. Travis. The tension between Pusha T and Travis Scott began in Paris in 2023 when Clips was working at Pharrell Williams' Louis Vuitton studio. Travis came through to play music from his much-anticipated album, Utopia. Among the tracks was Meltdown, a song that carried Drake's cutting lines aimed directly at Pharrell and Pusha. But when Travis played it for the very men it targeted, he omitted Drake's verse. What might have seemed like a minor edit was taken by Pusha as an act of betrayal, To him, Travis had shown opportunism by protecting his own relationship with Drake while leaving Pusha and Pharrell in the dark. The move lingered, simmering quietly until it resurfaced in the form of a full-blown diss. In June 2025, Clips dropped So Be It ahead of their album Let God Sort 'Em Out. Pusha sharpened his pen and went for Travis with precision. In one of the track's standout moments, he spat, "You cried in front of me, you died in front of me. Calabasas took your boogies and your pride in front of me." It was a clear reference to Travis's relationship with Kylie Jenner and an attack on his reputation as a man. Another bar heard Utopia had moved right up the street. And her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need you to eat. Mocked both the breakup and Travis's perceived lack of control in his personal life. Beyond the lyrics, Pusha explained his feelings bluntly in interviews, calling Travis a whore for playing both sides and allowing Drake's jab to live while pretending loyalty to Pharrell.
Travis Scott, he came through carrying the Utopia briefcase.
Yep.
Doing his whole promotional spiel for his album.
Yep.
He comes, he interrupts the session. The next day, the meltdown verse or whatever comes.
Pusha T was extremely disappointed in the whole fiasco, but he didn't even see him as a threat. So, rather than stew silently, he let it all out with those verses.
And I'm just like, man, that was a corny, like, you shouldn't have been here anyway.
Knowing what you
didn't have to be here anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't, him specifically too, I don't take it as personal as I should. It's Travis. He's harmless. Like, I'm not into what his whole makeup. Travis
did not let the insult go unanswered. The following month, he slipped his reply into Champagne and Vacay on the Jack Boys 2 project. His line, made 100 off Pushin' T's, was an intentionally layered pun, at once bragging about his own fashion and merch success, while winking at Pusha's name. But where Pusha's words were venomous and personal, Travis's felt guarded and clever rather than combative. Critics and fans alike viewed it as a tepid rebuttal, clever in wordplay, but nowhere near the level of fire Pusha had delivered.
Interrupt the session, you play the album, you don't play that, you don't say nothing about that, and you put it out there. And for me, I just thought it was disrespectful. I'm like, man, we don't even want you here, to be honest. Like, we're not here to hobnob with any rappers. And I personally don't like rappers who don't rap.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hear that. Like,
as of now, the beef remains lopsided. Pusha has painted Travis as disloyal and weak, airing out grievances that feel rooted in both artistry and personal respect. Travis has chosen to keep his shade subtle, brushing off the attack with wordplay that highlights his commercial clout rather than addressing the personal digs head on. The result is a clash that feels less like a battle of equals and more like a test of how much shade one man can throw and how much the other can shrug off.
I had to step back from it and of course speak to it. But it's him. When you look at him, he does this numerous times. You know what I'm saying? He'll do it with his mentor.
Right.
Yay. You know what I'm saying? He was even instrumental in the whole beef now. Like that verse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Egging that on. I don't want nobody who don't rap to egg nothing.
Eminem versus The Game. There was no rift, only camaraderie between M and Game. They were both under Dr. Dre back in the early 2000s, and fast forward to early 2022, when a mix of pride, frustration, and competitive hunger starts simmering. In March, Game sits on Drink Champs and plants the flag. I used to think Eminem was better than me. He's not, while openly calling for a versus with M.
Man, Eminem is Eminem, and I like Eminem. He's one of the fucking good MCs, great MCs. He raps fella, you know what I'm saying? Ficky. You do all that shit, Eminem. And I used to think Eminem was better than me.
So what you saying right now?
He's not. Challenge. Hey, challenge it.
Game, you don't want to go versus against
Yes,
Eminem.
I do. What do you?
He believed he had all it took to challenge Eminem, even calling him out based on his skin color, as if that matters.
The fuck you mean? So what you trying to say? Hey, let's just say what you're trying to say. You trying to say that I don't want to head up fade with the white man?
No, I just want to stay off the drama. That's all.
It's not drama.
2 months later, on All the Smoke, he needles M's real-world footprint, which read like a sneak diss. a tidy poke at a pressure point aimed at relevance beyond record sales.
So we've been in the pits of hell as far as like our financial literacy and just our financial status, because niggas put weights on our shoulders and held us down. Well, they did the same thing to us with Eminem, right? Because I'm not saying Eminem is not a skilled rapper, right? But there are men or goats out there. There are niggas out there that are maybe better than Kobe and Michael Jordan that will never.
That seems like a compliment, but it's very clear to see that he believes Eminem isn't special at all. He believes the fame came from being with Dr. Dre.
Now, you put him with Dr. Dre, who is from NWA, which, you know, Easy helped create with Ice Cube and all them, and now Eminem has a stamp. You put him under a machine, right? Interscope, one of the biggest, and Universal, which is one of the biggest hip-hop conglomerates as far as like when they put money behind something, it's gonna move. So they could damn near take this white guy right here behind the camera and tell him that this is who is next. And with the writers and with everything that Dre has and Interscope has under that building, nigga.
By August, the tension goes public. In the days around his album drop, Game pokes the bear by commenting under a Facebook post of Haley Jade, Can She Rap? Which takes a lot of guts, since Hallie is Eminem's reverse scale. Then, Drillmatic, Heart vs. Mind arrives in 2022 with the 10-minute concept record, The Black Slim Shady. It's parody, pastiche, and provocation wrapped together, packed with Slim-style flows, multiple skits, and sharp elbows at M, Dre, 50, and more. Within weeks, Game softens the framing in follow-ups. On the Rap Radar rollout and other press, he stresses the sport of it all. As far as it being personal, it's not personal, positioning the record as a competitive exercise rather than a blood feud.
I want to know what's on your mind with you and Eminem, man. The Black Slim Shady. What's the reason for going at Eminem?
Just because nobody does. But as far as like it being personal, like it's not personal. Like I came up on M too. Like I remember the first time that hi, my name is, came out. I was like wowed by it. I felt the same feeling when I heard that I felt when I heard Juicy from Big the first time. So yeah, I always fucked with him. And then, the whole aftermath and the Shady thing, and he was on the documentary. I think me and 50's fallout kind of made him choose a side, and he wasn't doing that shit that I did. He like, I'm going with 50. Fuck you niggas. But but I just felt like hip hop got to be interesting. These niggas these days are so goddamn boring. Or every time somebody want to beef, somebody got to die or some shit. That sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, is just hip hop, and you can leave it at that.
Not everyone buys the just hip hop. Eminem himself bides his time, then finally squeezes off a response a year later. On August 4th, 2023, M's guest verse on Ez Mill's Realist swats back at the Club Playtime with one of the song's killer couplets. Only reason they still play your stuff in the clubs is cause you still perform in them. It's concise, icy, and unmistakably aimed at Game. In a December 2023 Vlad TV sit-down, he admits the diss was really displaced frustration at Dr. Dre, that he went at M because he was mad at his mentor and saw M as the proxy. It reframes the saga less as a personal vendetta against Marshall and more as a tangled aftermath family issue, aired through competitive rap.
It was never really no malice. It was more a hip hop thing. He was the top dog, and I tend to do that. Even on my last album with, throwing shots at Eminem and beefing with Eminem, it was just me being upset with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre can't out-rap me, so I just went at M, just because that's just how I get sometimes. But it's always competitive. It ain't like I'm gonna see M and be like, what's up now? You know what I'm saying? It's M. You know what I'm saying? And then M took his shots on a record that dropped, and M is.
In other words, one long provocation from Game, one precise counter from M, and then a reset to Cold War temperatures.